had several children that had, that stayed with me. I'll get into that.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Beautiful. I am. We are going live. I just want to make sure I get the notification. And we are. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record, the People's Podcast this afternoon. We have a very great guest, Sis Sudan Muhammad out of Washington, D.C., and we are going to get some very powerful information, also some inspiration. First of all, assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. How are you doing?
I am wonderful. I'm fine by the divine grace and mercy of Allah. Ramadan
Beautiful.
Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem. I'm very excited that you would come on and share with us some of your great testimony of the work that you are doing on the front line in Washington, D.C. First of all, Sis Sudan, how did you get into feeding the homeless and and combating sex trafficking? How did you get into that?
Well, first I want to say, divine grace and mercy of Allah. I was blessed to have been born in the Nation of Islam, 1969. My mother shared with me one time that it was 1969 Savior's Day that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had directed to sisters that when they were pregnant, 3 months pregnant, until that baby was 3 months old, that they were out of the mosque for the 9 months. And of course, she shared that story with me. But I've watched my parents, my grandparents over the years, and I saw the nation in the beginning how they operated and the love that they had for the people. So you do. So that was my start. Seeing my grandparents, my parents are very proactive or active in the community. They're community activists collectively. So I thank Allah for that.
Beautiful. So you got your start from your parents.
From my parents. My father used to do that, you help people. He said if you can help somebody, and he said that what you do, Allah will bless future generations down the line. He said you could do something and you can get paid for it. He said, but then it's gone, but you want the blessing of Allah. Like mother, especially my grandmother and my father always would say, you help me. So it was in me to do that. I had good examples.
Beautiful. Okay, yes, ma'am. So in Washington, D.C., can you share with us some of the stories of you feeding the homeless and how that has impacted people up until this day?
Well, first I would like to say, I thank Allah for Brother Sean. We started out at the mosque, my husband and I, under Brother Sean and Sea Plaza, Maryland, and they had a food co-op. And we would get all this food that was just too much for my household. Like, we would get like maybe 6 half gallons of orange juice or grape juice for like $3. So I started, I had so much, I would knock on my neighbors' doors and ask them, would you like any juice or whatever I had extra, I would offer it to them. Some, they would say I would like it, but I don't have any money, and I say, I'm not charging you. Do you need it? So that was the start of noon doors, like the master did.
Yes, ma'am.
Of course, asking people, is there a need? So when I started finding out that there was a need for food, people started opening the doors and basically letting me into their lives. And I would find out who was being abused. People were sharing about uh, uh, parents molesting them and touching them. And one day I knocked on the door, bring some food, and one of the girls was trying to get out of the door because she was being beat so bad. I had to put my foot in the door and step in. And by the grace of Allah, He saved my life because the mother pulled the gun out. And I'm glad she didn't. I had to call, at the time I was living in an apartment complex, I had to call the rental office and the police. And I told them what happened, but I called the police, and the police happened to come, and they were able to get that child out of the house. But the mother was a police officer herself, and she pulled a gun out. But the girl, basically I saved your life by God's grace. Some of the that was just a start, and that was in 1998.
1998. Beautiful. And thank you for your work and thank you for your transparency as well. Sister, a lot of people are liking it. Sister Latasha Muhammad says, Walaikum salam. Sister Latasha, Sister Ariane says, Walaikum salam, family. Walaikum salam, ma'am. So when you're on the front line, you're feeding the homeless, you're going door to door. How can we in other cities who may not have a outreach program or 10,000 feelers or things like that, how can someone individually just get it started by doing the co-op and feeding the people?
Well, first, like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan directed us, house by house, starting in your own house first, and then finding out about your neighbors. What do you need? If we would just talk to people, what is going being sincere, because I found Bible mode, they have a sixth sense. So they know bull crap. They know game when they see it. See, they're not dumb, so they know people that's really sincere, that really want to help. But by knocking on the doors and finding out what's needed, and I just have to share the story because by trade, I'm a licensed cosmetologist, and people who do hair are not just hairstylists, but they psychologists. So it was a neighbor next door to me, and I shared this story. I heard a rumble one day in my neighborhood right next door to me. It was a lot of noise. So I went outside because it was really loud. I thought I heard a child in pain. So I went outside, and what I saw really was the start of it was an opportunity for us to do something major. There was a young girl who was about maybe 14 years old. She was if you looked at her, she was very well built, beautiful girl. But these guys, my neighbors, had this girl leaning over a garbage can. They were taking turns on her. So I went back in the house and I got a baseball bat and I told them to get off of her. And I pulled this girl in the house and I said, "What is your problem? Like, why are you doing this?" And she said, "Miss Muhammad," because everybody calls me Miss Muhammad. She was like, "They're going to get my hair done." And I said to her, "Don't you ever do that again. If you need your hair done," I said, "I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I'll do your hair for free. So don't you ever do that." So I know the girls like the hair weave and stuff like that. So what I did was went to the local beauty killing off of our people. One of the black guys told me, he was like, "Look, he was from the Sudans. So me and him had an affinity with each other." And he said, I told him what was going on. So he told me, "If you need hair, beauty supplies, you come to me and I'll make sure you have it." Because I told him, I said, "Look, these girls are tricking because they want to look beautiful. And this is what they're doing." So not only did we invite some girls in to do their hair, but to teach them for free how to do the weaves or whatever, whatever they like. My daughter is, she does hair really well too. Her name is Indigo. And I would tell Indigo, "You do hair better than me. Do their hair for free. Teach them." So
Mm-hmm.
the library in my community, and I said that there's a need in our community for cosmetologists to teach our girls how to hair. So can I have this room? How much would you charge if I would have this room once a week so that we can teach our girls how to do hair? So then we went to the local library. So then we were able to offer services for free to the community, um, to the females, how to do hair. And also we had to be incorporated into that music because I found out, see, this is again going to find out what the needs are in your community. In our library, while we were teaching hair classes, I noticed that they had a police officer in the library in our community with a gun, a Glock 9, a baton, mace. That was crazy to see something like that. So I knew music soothes the soul of the savage beast, as they say. So we
Yes,
started
ma'am.
offering basic piano lessons, from that harp lessons. Because Heart lessons are very expensive. Lessons are $dollars an hour, $1 per minute. So we would go in there and we classes again for free for the people in our community, not being selfish, because it's millions of us. And I would tell my daughter, basically, if you teach somebody basic lessons, they could take that and run with it. So that's what we started to offer, what we were good at, what we could do. And that was our lane. So it started building from there. Finding out that mothers were using their library to drop their children off. So they were pedophiles and freaks in there, taking little girls in the bathroom, doing little things to little girls. So then me being a part, being in a library, meeting people, and building an affinity with the people, the little girl started telling me again, my daddy's touching me. This man is touching me. My mother's telling their daughter, moms are pimps in the community. So then I started finding things like that. So that was another, it's just a lot, brother. I don't want to keep talking. So I just
Well,
want to share that.
I appreciate that. And I thank you once again for the work that you're doing in the community, you and your family. And we thank them on behalf of myself and my family for their sacrifice as well. When you go into these communities, how has the virus, the corona situation, how has that impacted your work? And are you still able to feed the people?
Yes, we've served more. And I want to thank a lot for Brother Frank Muhammad, Sister Hazel, Sister Pat, Sister Monique, and some anonymous people who helped, who said, do not mention my name. We've served more people since the coronavirus than we have in 20 years.
Mm.
By the divine mercy and grace of Allah, we always set a goal. And I believe it's been 9 years that we wanted to serve 1,000 people during the Holy Month of Ramadan.
Mm.
We superseded. We
Praise be to Allah.
superseded hurt. They threw them out there because of the social distancing. Some of the churches are closed. So the people are not, they're not out there like they used to be. So you have more homeless people asking me, not for money, for something to eat. Now that the restaurants are closed, they have no way to go to the bathroom. So they telling me, look, I just went to jail because I had to pee on the street. I don't know where to relieve myself. So now they're setting up porta potty in some of these tent cities. It's just, brother, it's crazy. There are homeless pregnant women out on the street. One sister we served, we brought food. She was so dehydrated. And I understand as a mother, I've given birth by Allah's grace to 6 children. When a woman, that baby's taking everything from you. She should not be dehydrated. Her lips were white. And I didn't mean to. I had to take a picture of her. I'm like, look at what's going on out here. I'm bringing at least, because if there's a limit in the store, I'm only able to get 2 cases. So I'll bring somebody with me so they can get 2 cases. So we had adopted 4 places that we go to, but mainly 2 of them. One is where there's a lot of homeless senior citizens. So we bring them 2 cases of water. We bring them our coolers. We bring them our first aid kits when we can find them. So because I'm out of work right now, which is fine. Allah gave me an assignment. We out there more than we have ever been out.
Praise be to Allah.
People are, we've seen dead bodies in the street. Homeless people telling me such and such died. They are giving up. They smoking. You talking about the coronavirus? They're really getting, they smoking. They feel like nobody cares. One lady was telling me, I just got raped, Miss Muhammad. I went to the police. They told me to get the F away from me. Nobody want to touch you. Our people are giving up. So for somebody to come out with some a meal and a bottle of water, and I asked them, what can I do? What do y'all want? They're asking me stuff like, Miss Muhammad, can you make me that banana pudding? Can you make me a cake? Sure, I could do that. It's no problem. Miss Muhammad, can you bring us a cooler? Miss Muhammad, can you go get us some blankets? Because they out there in the street. These women are fighting off rats. They have to tie rubber bands around the bottom of their pants leg because when the cycle come on, the rats smell blood. This is it's what's going on out there. I have so much passion when I talk about it because I'm blessed. I have a wash machine and dryer in my basement. I have a lot of food in my refrigerator, so much I got to push back in because it's falling out. Why not? They're dying and they're suffering and they're giving up out here. Women are still being raped on the street. I mean, it's the condition is so terrible. I have people, grown men, coming to me crying. I thank Allah for blessing me to be an auditor because I put my auditor's hat on. Telling people, look, go to earlier moment. Don't give up. You are here for a reason. One guy said, Miss Muhammad, I'm done. I can't. I said, brother, you are here because of the women that's being raped. You are protecting women. God has you out here for this reason, to just kind of inspire them to keep on going. You have purpose. I know you don't want to be out here. I give them my last. They can have whatever I have. They get my last. I'm local health food store, and the lady at the health store, she gives me. I'll tell her what's wrong with this person is going through it. She gives me vitamins and stuff for free because she said I can't do what you're doing. So here, whatever they need, I have people that help me. Like I said, that don't even want to be mentioned. But then you have people that have it like that see what you're doing. They don't. They want. I need a receipt so I can use this as a write off. I don't need anything because Allah is blessing me. He hears the cries of the people, and Allah is sending me out there, and I love it. I love it. I don't mean to go on, but I'm very passionate, so you have to get me.
Praise be to Allah. No, that's beautiful. Very much today. I just want to read some of the comments of the people who are supporting you, and thank you again, ma'am. Do you have a cash app or something like that that people may be able to support who aren't in DC to help you with some of the funds that that you may need?
Yes, sir. It's just a money sign, Dan Muhammad.
Sudan Muhammad. Money sign Sudan Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. And thank you again for your work. A top soldier out of Los Angeles, California, Brother Duran, says, all praise due to Allah. Thank Allah for her and her family. Brother Reamer, if spelled correctly, is a solid brother. I remember being a guest in their home when she and her family set out at a Muslim feast as their invited guests. Brother, her daughter, Sister Indigo, played a song on her heart called Fatherless Child that moved him to tears. Our entertainment was the minister's speeches. Even their children came downstairs to recite the supreme wisdom. He can still taste the butternut squash pie. He bears witness to her and her family, serves the community well. He thanks a lot for Sudan and her family. D.C. Assalamu alaikum. Sister Ariane says, thank you for all you do, sister. Pray Allah continue to bless you. My sister Naima sends the greetings. Sister Robin puts the muscle arms. Pleasure moment. All praise to Allah. Brother Maurice says, thank you, Miss Muhammad, for your service. May Allah continue to bless you. And Victor P says his sister and Mother Maurice says, do you have Maurice, go to that Cash App, Sudan Muhammad, and do you have a Facebook or a website, Sister Sudan?
I just have my the YouTube, and I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. My daughter's setting up a website, but I've been so busy out in the street and just receiving calls. I just want to say that one day my phone had died. Something wrong with my phone, and I didn't have a phone for 2 days. But a lady was calling, left a message. I was trying to get back to her, and they said she had already died. She was thanking me before she died, and her last breath of family was because she had cancer, and her name was Prophetess Nick. And while she was in excruciating pain, Indigo would sit over there and just play the harp for her while she was in bed because of the benefits of it. And she would just play and 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 just to make people feel special that don't feel special.
Yes,
I'm not
ma'am.
talking here that have the posts or the titles or the prestige, but the little man, the one who, the sister who feels like she's not worth it. One sister came and told me she had just gotten raped, and she was sharing a story with me. And I said, "Sister, I'll go with you to the hospital." I said, "I'll go with you." She said, "No, it's my fault." I'm thinking, and I just have to say, as a people, it's not, there isn't anything wrong with the teachings. The teachings are perfect and it's evolving, it's right back. But I want to say what I encountered, what I know. So many of our people have low self worth. They don't feel like they are nothing.
That's
They
right.
feel like they don't matter. They think everybody's better than them, that they don't matter. How is it that you get raped and you justify what people did to you and say it was your fault? So I see how destroyed we are, and I understand why the minister introduced the tool of Dianetics to us. We have been totally destroyed.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, just one day I did this young lady's hair. So I did her hair. I did it for free. So I was packing up my stuff in the bag, putting my tools back in the bag. And this girl, I didn't even, she was taking off her clothes. I'm like, excuse me? She was like, well, aren't we supposed to have sex now? What? She said, well, everybody that did things for me, men and women, I had to sleep with them. I was like, no, sweetie, this is not that kind of party. I said, it's a shame. I said, everybody that helped you had to sleep with them? Are we serious? To me, a married woman who's coming up on 22 years of marriage with 6 children, this girl was about to sleep with me. She wanted to give me herself because she liked her hair that much, and she couldn't believe that somebody was uh, offering a free service out of love. Because you can't reward me for what I do. It comes from Allah. I love it. I like to see people doing good. I like to see people feeling good. I like to see people full. I like to come in a hospital and where somebody's not getting a visitor and somebody come and pull out a heart and bring you food. I like to see people light up. I don't care about a camera or anything like that. The reason why I share things is because my daughter said, Mom, you're doing this stuff and nobody sees it. I didn't care anything about that because Allah sees. Allah knows. That's all that counts. It don't matter. Allah sees. But I did it to let people know you don't have to have a lot. I don't have much. I don't have as much as a lot of people. Humbly, my home is a little humble home if you come in. And people say, you doing this and you live like this, it doesn't matter. Allah sees and Allah sends my help. Always. He is the all I send. I'm a humble witness bearer. I'm so connected in the name of Allah spiritually to the people. I hear them spiritually. They call me and I come. One day we were out and we were setting up a table because I love to cook. Cooking is a passion. I love it. And we were setting up a table. So this man was standing there outside. We were setting up outside. Reminds me of the verse how God spreads the table, in Psalms.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Love it. And this guy was standing there. He was praying. So I respect prayer. So I was telling the children, we put a tablecloth out. Sometimes on the street for the homeless, we bring the harp out. So we was tablecloth on the table, and I prepared a lot of food. And the guy looked and had tears coming out his eyes. He said, I was just praying to God for something to eat. And here you are setting up a table. Is this for us? I said, yes, sir, it's for you all. It's for you all. So you have, like I said, forgive my passion.
Oh no, ma'am, please. Praise be to Allah. I want to thank you and thank you all for watching. Sis Sudan, once again, if you all thank for your sacrifice and sacrifice to your family, you can cash app the dollar sign and Sudan Muhammad who can help you and your family continue the work you are doing in Washington, D.C. I am very inspired, and you have me looking at myself, and I have to get out there and help my father do some more work in the community because I'm like, man, I gotta do. It's Ramadan. I gotta do some more. My next question is, how have you overcome the fear if any fear, that you face when you go into the community on a weekly basis. I mean, how do you do that? As you know, how are you able to do that?
Well, let me share this one time I was out serving, and this white guy approached me. I mean, this guy was as big as a wall. He must have been about 6'7". Big white guy, nasty. And when he stepped in my space, I said, mm. That's why, oh Allah, as Allah is my witness, 3 black men surrounded me. One stood in the front, one came to my right, and one stood by my left. And they got in their fighting stance. And they said, you better not touch her. She feeds us. I had been out and people called me, Miss Muhammad, Miss Muhammad. I don't even know who they are. Okay. You helped me move when I left it, when I moved out of the shelter. I don't even remember. So the love passion is what drives me. And I have to say, there was a time, when I was young, I was homeless. I lived in the street. And I remember people walking past me, not asking me, are you okay? You shouldn't be out. So me going through that and seeing how people treat you when you don't have much. And I was angry, but I made an agreement with Allah that if he was to deliver me from this, I would
Yes,
never.
ma'am.
So it's so much love in it. There's no fear because I just like to see people having. I love it. So because of the love, there's no fear. It's joy. It's more joy than anything.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. And thank you very much once again, Sis Sudan, for your sacrifice and the sacrifice of your family. Sister Teresa Pearl sends the greetings. Alaikum salam, Sister Teresa Pearl. Our brother Fred says praise be to Allah. And thank you, our brother Fred, for continuing to watch. Sister Sudan, I have some more questions, but I just want to make sure I announce the sponsors of this week's podcast because it's for the people that keep this going. And I thank you because of episodes like this, it motivates me to come off of, doing a 12-hour shift and still get up and do the podcast. Brother Chantel X, Supreme Express, the X Factor in transportation in Houston, Texas. He has a trucking company and he specializes in refrigerating freight and freight. Thank you, Brother Chantel. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. PPCNaturesV.com, Black-owned HIV and HSV immunotherapy. Mr. Shelly Muhammad, Vegas, Khalik Boutique, Serena Woodward, Fort Lauderdale, HighlyTexturized.com, and DesignComposure.com, natural hair products. Also, brother Aaron in Chicago. Here's Akira's Coffee, Akira.com, 773-860-1690. He will ship out coffee to you anywhere in the country. Make sure you get that. Supreme Team Insurance, Todd X. McGraw, 803-521-2787. That brother does a great job with insurance, and make sure we all get that. Saladin Porter and brother David Adams, thank you all for your continued support as well. Stay on Point Dance Academy LLC on Instagram. My sister Aina will teach children virtual dancing as ballet. You get it done right online the same way we're doing. Thank you, BMW Ronald, brother Ronald, and BMW Entertainment promoting in Phoenix. They do promotions. Sister Tia Vinos Muhammad, Raising Black Millionaires. She has great cards that they give to teach economic development and empowerment. 1 second. Last, we're coming shortly. ABC I Love Me coloring book by my sister Mary Muhammad. It is on Amazon, the children's book as well as the coloring book. My second book, which is a coloring book, Cleopatra, Amazon. Thank you all for your support. Last but not least, a soldier in the movement of Christ, Abdul Sharif Muhammad. Get it on abdulsharif.com. Thank you very much for you all for your support. My Cash App is the People's Podcast Cash App. Thank you very much for your support. Sister Teresa says, thank you for your beautiful testimony. You are a beautiful blessing, sis. And Brother Duran says, perfect love, cast out fear. Praise be to Allah. My next question, ma'am, what what is your greatest joy from doing that, from doing your work?
My greatest joy is, and I have to share this. There was a lady who was studying me, and I didn't know that. And she asked me one day. She said, "Can you watch my daughter?" She said, "I'm going to the store. I'll be right back." Her daughter was 11 at the time. Her name was Kendra, and she came back 7 months later, and I still had her daughter.
Mm.
Then, and I was homeschooling my daughter at the time, but I was taking her daughter to school all the way in DC, and I lived in Maryland. Then she did it again, and I this time she left two girls, two of her daughters. She came back that time 5 months later. So the greatest joy was I stayed in touch with the girls. When Kendra got married, to see her grow up and the love she has for me, she calls me mom,
Mm.
and to be at her wedding, that was the greatest. When I see these babies that Allah inspired me to touch, and when they see me, one little girl saw me. I call her little girl. To me, she's in her 20s. And when she saw me, she said, "Mom," and ran to me and jumped in my arms, and I held her like a baby. And she said, "This woman here, that's a joy.
Praise be to Allah.
That's the great." I went to the store one day, and I think I had $7 and it was in change, and I was going to put it in the kiosk. I walked in the store, and this young man said, "Ma," I forgot who he was. And he said, "Ma, what you want? What you in here for?" I said, "Well, I'm gonna just get some eggs." He said, "No, Ma, get whatever you want. I got you."
Mm.
And I was like, that's the joy. That's the joy. One
Beautiful.
girl, I mean, it's so much, it's so many. One young lady, she was young, and her mom was on drugs, and I told her, I said, you need to learn a trade so you won't fall victim. I mean, because the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. You look at your example. This young girl is doing so much here now, and I'm so proud of her. She's making so much money. She's self-employed. And I said, that's the blessing that keeps on giving, to just inspire somebody. And it says in the Quran in the footnotes, inspiration is the greatest gift of Allah.
Allahu Akbar. Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Okay. Sister Dan, you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, beautiful. I gotta thank Sister Teresa says that is love, and thank you all for continuing to watch the People's Podcast. Sister Dan, what do you do for fun?
I like to take long walks, especially since the shutdown. I love to take long walks. I love hanging out with my children. We have so much fun. I have the best children in the world. We just ride. Sometimes just riding and being in the company of my children and us laughing and joking and going somewhere, and just that's me being with my family is fun. Even if we walk somewhere, we go out to dinner. I love it. But my greatest passion is cooking. I love it.
Okay, praise be to Allah. Beautiful. And what's your favorite dish to make?
Oh my God. Well, my husband, he loves my lamb and my potatoes. I make this beautiful lamb dish with sauteed red onions and peppers and garlic and potatoes. It's basically like a stew. He loves that. But I like making that. And I like to bake. I love baking bread. Well, cream of wheat bread. I love it.
Okay, okay.
And that's what we did for Mother's Day. My daughter, she loves to cook Berea. And for Mother's Day, for the mothers, we had baked some chicken. This guy who owns this place in DC is like a wholesaler. He donates food to me as well. So he donates sacks of potatoes, sacks of onions, so cases of spinach and other things. So outside of me preparing food here, I'm blessed to give it to my neighbors to knock on the doors again, ask them, what do you need? Because some of the food that's donated to me, I'm able to help somebody else. So
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. And I see you. You cook for Brother Duran. So inshallah, when I go to DC, I want to taste one of your some of your cream cheese muffins as well. Uh, Sister Dolores Nadar Muhammad says, "Assalamu alaikum, Brother Joshua. Thank you for interviewing my beautiful Sis Sudan. Muhammad, she has an amazing spirit. She says, love, but Ali said, all praise to Allah. This sister is a true minister of the DC community. Now, what I would like to ask everyone to do who is impacted in the spirit of Allah and of course Ramadan, I'm going to cash up you live, Sister Dan, because I want to help you. You really inspire me. For anybody who's fallen short and have not been making their, eating or doing something of charity, I mean, I'm saying, you drink water or whatever broke, let's make sure that we know that the power of charity and the power of giving back. And if our sister is in the community feeding people and we are doing necessarily what we could do and what we should do, let's give back. I'm going to cash app you right now, Sister Sudan. And I want to make sure that others do the same. I'm trying to type it in as we speak because I'm inspired. And I know that I could do more and that I also should do more to help our community. So Sudan, Muhammad. And if you all could do the same, like I see, I see a picture. And may Allah continue to bless you, Sudan. I'm just gonna say for Ramadan, that's what it's for. May Allah continue to bless you and the work that you do for our people and on behalf of us. And may Allah I'm excited that you do that. What advice would you give to future mothers, man?
What I would give to future mothers is don't be hard on your children. Listen to them. Love them. Understand that the era that we grew up in, if you're my age, I used to watch Sanford and Son, All in the Family. That is totally different than the challenges that these children have now. What's they're dealing with now? I remember when Fred kissed down and the audience said, ooh. Edith and Archie slept in a different bed and you just settled. But today, oh my God, I feel sorry for these children. What they have to encounter.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So we have to be loving and understanding and kill that self-righteousness. Don't forget what you did when you was young. Don't do that. That's why I'm so grateful now that I learned from my oldest daughter, Indigo. With my other girls, my daughters can come and tell me stuff. We talk. They can tell me how they feel. They ask for my opinion. Because if your daughters can't come to you and your sons, well, my son go to my husband, but if they can't come to you because you're so self-righteous, you're so judgmental, you forgot what you did. And advice that they're going to give them is not good advice.
That's right.
So I'm just so grateful that, like I have to say it again, ethics has really helped me. Lord have mercy. It has really helped me to understand. And also, I was talking to somebody, I need to put in my hours, and I was talking about coming to present time and being fully present in the when you're fully present in the moment, even when you have a bad thought. I was talking to a young sister the other day. I said, look at the trees. Stop thinking about what you did.
Yeah.
Moment, are you present? She said, yeah. I said, well, in this moment, you have not sinned. You're free. Give praise in this moment. Don't think about it. I said, because the God said, what have you done for yourself today?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Wants to know and hear from you at once. So I'm big on telling people to forgive themselves. Forgive yourself for what you did when you was ignorant or when you had self-hatred or you was trying to hurt yourself. Be in a moment. So that's some of the advice that I give to some of my younger people.
Beautiful. And thank you. And Sister Sudan, what do you want your legacy to be?
I want to be known as someone who was loving and kind and considerate and patient I'm just a servant of Allah, foot soldier. I just want to be known as that somebody that you can come and talk to, and your secret is safe with me.
Mm, mm, mm.
Your secret is safe with me. It's nobody's business. That's what my legacy. I just want to. I just want people to feel good when they're around me. My father said something to me years ago. He said, "Sudan, how do you know I'm Muslim?" And I went into all this stuff, and somebody that know the lessons, this and that, and make all that meetings. He said, "Nah, you know I'm Muslim when you never want to leave me.
Mm,
If you
mm.
find that you can't wait to get the hell away from them, they ain't practicing Islam." My father told me that, but you never want to leave them. And I'm not talking about sitting around somebody that's encouraging you to do wrong or gossip or slack talk. I'm talking about when you elevate, you're elevating and you encourage and you're loving, because it's an energy, it's a vibration. We could feel that. So
Yes, ma'am. And Sister Ariane, you can type it yourself, just the $ Sudan Muhammad. Sister Risa said all praise to her beautiful sister. And Sister Sudan, once again, that's an excellent legacy. Sister Tasha Muhammad says right. Sister Sudan, I just want to make sure that we encourage you to continue to do the work. And man, may Allah bless you and your family. Continue to bless you and your family to help our people and to be a reminder of the spirit of the Most High Merciful Farrakhan in our midst. That man, that we all have something that we can do, and I pray that you continue to have a blessed Ramadan, and that I just feel motivated to do so much more after this interview. So, so my mind is working on how much more I could do, and to do my part. So I hope that everybody else in all of our cities are continue to do their part as well. Uh, Man, because every bit helps, man. Every bit helps. So thank you all. Sister Latasha says positive energy. Sister Teresa says absolutely. Praise be to Allah. Thank you again, Sister Van. I hope you got my cash app because I sent it to you, but I hope that everybody else continues to cash app Sister Sudan and continue to do the work your part. Thank all of the people who are on the front line as far as the what's the word? The workers, the essential workers, everybody who's doing anything. I thank you all. And thank you all for watching People's Podcast today. And thank you for coming on. And inshallah, I look forward to bringing you back for a part 2 in the future so I can see how, get some more stories of real life testimonies because that's what we need.
thank you. I appreciate.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm going to put it on YouTube. So make sure everybody likes, subscribe, and share so we can continue to do the work and I can continue to give back in my way of devotion as well. All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.